Hi, I am in my backyard, and yes, I have recently just installed a backyard office. And the question is this the next $1 million business idea? So in today's video, we're gonna use my $1 million weekend process, which is a 5-step process that you can use on any of your business ideas to see how big of an opportunity it is. Let's get it on. So step 1 is pick an idea. And if you don't have any, I'm gonna show you how to get some. Number 2, let's actually see how much demand and people are interested in the idea you have. Number 3, how much are those customers worth? Are they not worth anything? They're worth a lot. Number 4, what is the actual total addressable market? Is it $1 million opportunity? And number 5, let's actually see if we can get some customers live today. So step 1 is pick an idea. And I asked you, the audience, to say, hey, what's an idea that you have that I could try out and see if it's $1 million weekend opportunity? And the idea you chose was backyard offices. That's kind of interesting. So what that is that there's these prefab offices you can plop in your backyard and then go into your backyard and do your work. Why I actually thought this was interesting that you guys selected and why I'm curious to see if it's a big opportunity. Number 1, I actually built one recently for my own house. Number 2, with coronavirus and everyone working from home, pretty damn appealing. And number 3, maybe you can rent it out as a co-working space. If you don't have any ideas on your own, I'm gonna show you really quickly how to come up with at least 5 different business ideas. Plus, check out in the descriptions, I've done a bunch of videos on how to come up with business ideas. So step 1 to come up with a business idea is check out Reddit. I am a huge Redditor, and all the techniques I'm gonna show you today is just to help you start thinking, oh yeah, that's an idea, that's an idea, that's an idea. Then you can put it through this process to see if it's actually $1 million opportunity. So on Reddit, the 2 things that I like to do is, number 1, go to your favorite subreddit. So for me, it's reddit.com/r/bikepacking, something I'm interested in. I like clicking on the top and then looking at what are the most popular things people are talking about on the subreddit. Is there any bikes? Is there any travel routes or maps? Is there any planning? Is there any food? And that starts spinning the wheels for me. Is there software? Is there a service? Is there a product? So that is one thing. Go to something you're interested in as a topic, reddit.com/r/whatever you're interested in. Next up, check out reddit.com/r/DIY. So this is do it yourself. And what's really interesting about this is it's like a big group of impressive people creating a bunch of cool stuff that people are like, yo, I am interested in that. And so here you can see building a desk. Maybe this is an idea of a desk. Anyways, go to these 2 channels or whatever one you want, and that will give you some ideas for your business idea. Number 2, go to where the buyers are. So Facebook Marketplace, Amazon, Etsy, wherever people are raising their hand to spend money, Airbnb, HipCamp, that's where people are. They want to spend money there. See what they're buying or see what's not there and see if you can try selling it and people will buy it from you. So I actually listed my bike last week. A lot of people want to buy bikes on these sites. That was an interesting way to think of an idea. So go to marketplaces, list products, or see what people are doing to get some ideas. Number 3, go to the Amazon best sellers. What I like here is that can you actually do anything complementary or can you compete? So on this section, I thought was really interesting is I looked at electronics and it's like Echo Dot was interesting, Fire TV Stick, Roku. It's a lot of home automation stuff. Can you create a home automation service? Is that $1 million business? Or is there actually a physical home IoT product that you can create yourself? So I get a lot of inspiration by doing this, as well as maybe coming down, you can see that which books are popular. Maybe there's a recipe book you could create, as well as in clothing. Maybe there's a different type of clothing. Again, all you're trying to go here is start thinking about what are different things I can be inspired by seeing what's already popular. So number 4, think of things that you suck or that you love. So this office studio that I record this in, it is really complicated for me to figure out how to have the camera, plus mic, plus lighting, plus all this shit. I just want it solved. So 2 ideas around that is 1, create offices that people can come in, record, and walk out. Or 2, be a consultant that can come and set up video and audio equipment for people's homes or their offices. Not a bad idea. On the other side of that, what is something that you love? For me, I love promoting software and great things just in general. And that's why I created appsumo.com, #1 site online for software deals. So for me, that was like, oh, I love software. I love a good deal. I'm gonna make a business out of that. Number 5, if you have no ideas and you're the 1 in 8 billion that doesn't have any ideas, all you have to do is ask one of your friends who has some money, say, hey, what's been on your to-do list longer than a week, and I'll do it for you. That's an easy way to start a business and get some ideas going. Step 2, find out how many people are actually interested in this idea. Is this really $1 million business opportunity? So what I'm gonna show you is how many people are actually interested in it, and is it growing or is it declining? Let's look at some tools to actually figure that out. So the first place we're gonna go is the Google Keyword Planner. And again, none of these are gonna magically solve and make you money instantly, but it will give you an idea of what's a better use of your time. And so the Google Keyword Planner, what we're gonna do is put the keyword in for home office and see, 1, is there a lot of people actually searching for it? So 31,000 impressions seems pretty good. We'll check later about if that's growing or declining. You also want to see the CPC, or cost per click, meaning how much is it going to cost you to reach that audience. $1.68 is really low. If you're doing lawyer or really like mesothelioma or whatever the fuck that is, those could be up to $50 plus a click. So this actually looks pretty damn good. So other keywords that you could be trying out is remote work. So let's see how much that is. And then you could also be very, very specific. So you can do like prefab backyard office. I don't think that one will actually have a lot of clicks. But let's actually just see what's happening. This will be pretty neat. So it looks like remote work is actually pretty high. The CPC is a little bit higher. Prefab backyard office has a decent amount of clicks, not a lot of impressions, not that many people are looking for it. So I'm starting to be like, oh, maybe it's actually not as big of a category to make a prefab backyard office. Let's check out a few more things to actually dial it in. So number 2, we're gonna look up at SpyFu. So Google will show you what they wanna show you. SpyFu.com is a public site that's free so that you can put in this keyword to also see, is this something that a lot of people are looking for? So again, it's kind of actually similar numbers to Google keyword. 19,000 monthly volume, pretty good. 6,000 clicks, pretty good. That's how many people are actually clicking and going to sites through that. Honestly, I'm not blown away by this work from home stuff. Prefab backyard office. Again, I'm searching this, so yeah, here it's showing like really bad volume. So this is actually great because if we can find out it's something that's not highly in demand, maybe it's gonna save us a bunch of time and we're not gonna go actually do it. Home office has some traffic, prefab backyard office, a little bit less. So next up, we're gonna look at Facebook ads to actually see how many people are potentially interested in this business opportunity. And then we're gonna look at the trends, if it's going up or if it's declining or staying flat. And let me just show you this because it actually was a little bit confusing for me. So you go to Facebook ads, you create a campaign, but in your ad set, and this stuff is gonna change all the time, but in your ad set is where you're gonna figure out where these people are and how many people are there. So what I did in my ad set is I scrolled down and I chose United States. You can choose whatever country you're in or whatever country you're targeting. You're gonna choose your age. So for housing, it's probably not gonna be some 18-year-old unless they're doing super well, like they're a YouTuber. Gender, everyone, I think it's pretty fair for everyone to buy it. And then home office is the keyword that we're targeting. So Facebook looks like we can reach 420,000 people. So that's a pretty sizable amount of people. You're probably not gonna reach all of them. A lot of times I estimate a much smaller percentage of that, but it's interesting to actually go and do this. So now we have some collaboration. Let's do the audience size numbers of Google, SpyFu, and Facebook numbers. So we have those on screen, but let's actually see, are we joining a tidal wave or are we actually going through a drought? And this is really important. With AppSumo.com, honestly, I think half of our success is that more people have been going online, and that's actually just risen our business a lot. So what we're gonna do is look at trends.google.com and actually see, is these categories going up, down, or flat? It's really important for you to be part of the tidal wave, not be part of the drought. And so we typed in home office, and what was actually fascinating about this is that you could see right when COVID hit, kind of in March when people started waking up to it, home office spiked up. A lot of people are thinking, oh shit, I need a home office. And it's actually surprisingly come back down and been in around the same range for the past 5 years. So I was frankly shocked by this. I'm glad it's not declining, but I would think something like this would be going up. Then I started thinking, well, maybe remote work, that must be going up a lot. You hear everyone talking about it. But again, that actually wasn't really doing much of a difference as well. I'm glad it's not declining. I still think there's some interesting thing here, and we can actually find out in step 4 if this market size is gonna be $1 million opportunity or not. And again, why we're doing all this, people, is that you have the same amount of time to live, so why not work on bigger and better opportunities? So now we have some idea of the size of the market, and it's pretty flat. It's not really growing a lot, which is not great, but it's not declining, which I'm okay with. So step 3, what we're gonna do is figure out how much are our customers worth, or their LTV. And so there's 2 ways that we can actually figure this out. Why this is important is that now you know how many people there are. Once you know how much they spend, you can actually figure out how big that market is and how much of that pie you can be eating. So the first way we're gonna do it is, what are alternative ways that this person is spending that money? Okay, so if you're thinking about home offices or prefab offices, that person probably is either working at home for free, or they're going to a Regus, no one uses Regus, or WeWork, or they're renting an office space. So we did some calculations. And a WeWork.com office is $300 a month or so, and that's $3,600 a year. So let's just say someone stays in the same city or they have their office for about 5 years. So right now, most people are spending around $18,000 over a 5-year period for having an office. So the convenience of having something at home and being able to have your own thing that you own and is an asset, people might be willing to spend up to 18 Gs. That's great. Another way of actually considering this is looking at your competitors' prices. So what you can do is go to Google and type in buy prefab backyard office. So you can actually see right here, we're seeing different prices from $28,900, $9,500, $21,200. So the average from the competitor prices looks around $15,000. That's pretty darn good. By the way, if you're liking this video so far, make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell. I put out a lot of videos to help you have success in your business journey, plus exclusive office hours just for subscribers. Make sure you do that below. So step 4, find out how big the market actually is. So you look for your TAM. That's total addressable market. I really hope we have that on screen. And so how you calculate TAM, it's a formula of how many people are available times how much they're willing to spend is the size of the total market. You're probably not going to get your entire market, but it'll give you an idea of how big the opportunity is. So what's the purpose of calculating all this? What are you talking about, Noah? If you have a really small ass TAM, or you need 100% of the TAM to actually make $1 million, it's probably not worth your time. And this will give you a good way to say, all right, well, what are better business ideas that are worth my time and yours? Let's actually calculate it with backyard office businesses. So let's take the Facebook audience number, which is about 420,000 people. And so I like taking that, multiplying it by 5%. So what does that mean? It means that of that audience, hopefully, I can get 5% of them as customers. Then I times it by how much I think they're worth, which is $15,000. So 420,000 times 5% times $15,000 a pop, that's $350 million. You basically just get your Ferrari right now. But we do have a winner that this is $1 million opportunity, but I want you to hold on for just 1 second. You're like, Noah, what about my profit margin? Noah, what about the pricing? All this different stuff. I'm not here to say what you should do or should not do. I'm just here to help you save some time to figure out, is this $1 million opportunity or not? And you can even do some simple math in your head. Let's say you live in Atlanta and you think about, all right, well, how many people have houses here where they want some extra space in their backyard for an office? Is there 10? Is there 15? Is there 20? Is there 50? If you sell 50 of them in 1 year, that's $750,000. That's actually not that crazy. So let's take a step and try to do some simple math here. Let's just say you're in whatever city in the world. Let's take somewhere like Boise, Idaho, which is fast growing. Do you think there's 50 people with houses with lots that they want to put a backyard office? The answer is probably yeah. So if you can get 50 people and you're selling them for around $15,000 a pop, that's almost $1 million business. So what I'm trying to show you is that, is this an opportunity that seems worth pursuing? Potentially, yes. So step 5, validate your idea. But no, I thought you said I had $1 million weekend business. No. You have the idea. Now we have to do the fun part, get the customers and create the business. So there's a few things that are gonna be really critical. We're gonna go over 3 of them. Number 1, I'm gonna talk about customer viable product. 2, I'm gonna show you the AppSumo story. And 3, I'm gonna give you 3 ways that right now you can actually see if you can get customers for your business. So customer viable product law, and this is really critical, is you have to do it in a weekend, you have to get 3 customers, and you have to make $100. And there's a reason for each one of those. So in a weekend, I found out after helping thousands of entrepreneurs, if you allow yourself to work on it for more than a week or 2 weeks or 3 months or longer, you'll take as long as you want. So if you limit your time, you're gonna increase your creativity. Number 2, make $100. That's it. Get some pre-orders, get some sales. $100 is a great challenge for you, and it's a really realistic target for you to be able to hit. Number 3, get 3 customers. What I found is that 1 could be your mom, 2 could be your grandma, but at 3, you actually have to do some work. And if it's that hard to do those 3 things, it's probably not gonna be an easy business for you to scale. Let me give you a quick example of the AppSumo validation story, which is now over a $30 million business, which I can't believe. We were able to figure out in a weekend whether it's viable or not. So I asked the founder of Imgur if he would give me a discount on his product. He said yes. I asked the Reddit guys back in the day if they'd give me some free ads. They said yes. So I ran some ads on Reddit saying, hey, I've got this Imgur Pro thing. PayPal me $10 or $12 and I'll send it to you. We ended up selling over 100 of them. And I was like, oh, this is validated. I did it really quickly. And now I can actually scale and create a business around it. And I really want you to think about it is, how do I limit myself, limit my money, limit my time, don't buy any more courses, and actually find out if this is a real thing that I can get customers on. So 3 simple ways to validate your idea. Method 1, pre-sell it to your friends. And a lot of times, all you have to do is call or text. We're just gonna call Ian live, which I'll show you on video right now.
Hey.
Hey, lover. Hey, real quickly, I'm doing a YouTube video.
How can I help?
What's up, YouTube? All right, so we're validating a business idea. You have a lot of land at your house. Are you tired of working at your kitchen table?
Yes.
Are you tired, Ian, of having your wife complain that you're in your underwears when you're just trying to work in peace?
Yes.
So I have a business opportunity for you today, my friend. No, so the one idea that people were recommending that I was curious to see if it's something that you would be interested in buying is backyard offices. 15,000 bucks, you can come and put an office in your backyard and you'd have a place that you can go and actually like work out of.
Yeah, this is a huge problem for me. It's interesting because you just went through the prefab process of buying something that's like prefab or at least pre-designed and putting it in your backyard. It's really hard to find structures that that are good, affordable, and that'll plop down. And I find that to be amazing because craftsmen did this in like the early 1900s. It was successful and then it disappeared. So I don't know why this is so hard. I hope somebody figures it out.
Dude, and so if we had, I guess, how would you go about selling it to you? I'm just saying, if I actually had one today and I was like, yo, I need, like, would you want to like see a drawing? What would you need to see to actually be interested in like buying it from me if that's something we pursued?
Well, my position is a little bit probably unique compared to other people because I don't have like permitting where I live. So if I was in, first of all, is it going to be code? Is it something that I can even put in my yard? So, but for me, that's not an issue. I guess what I would want to know is how expensive it is, obviously, and then the more expensive it gets, the more interested I am in how I can use it in different applications. So if it starts to pass a certain price threshold, I'm going to want to use this for parties or for like an extra bedroom or something like that.
And so it's interesting. I guess I'm trying to show for people out there that to hit up their friends and be like, yo, is this something you're interested in? And then figure out what they need to be like convinced to actually put a deposit down or something like that.
Can I give away my business idea that's in the same realm?
Dude, you sure you want to give it away, dude?
I think I want to give it away.
All right, dude, give it away.
All right. And actually, I think I'm giving away somebody else's business idea, so I might really get.
They're all someone else's business idea.
Whatever. It's all in the execution, right? So the idea is this: basically, you're talking about like a full office. Is that right?
It's just like a pod, so you can plop it down. You can do your interviews. You can do your chats.
Cool. Yeah. $15,000 pod.
That's how much I've seen competitor ones going for, and I was like, yeah.
Okay. Because I was thinking like $2,000 or $3,000 pod that's maybe in or outside of your house, maybe it's inside of your house.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because I can't get away from like the noises of my house. I didn't buy a big enough house, so I can't get away from like the house noises, the cat, the kid, everything else, right? So if I could buy something that's like maybe $2,000 or $3,000, it's self-contained that I can put in a room, just like a little phone booth.
See, and one thing I think that's interesting about what you just did is like when people are saying their business ideas, and you're like, yeah, I kind of want that, but what you really want is the pod, and you want the price point at the 2 to 3K, yeah. And I think that's a really good thing about it. I appreciate you answering.
Cool.
All right, smooches.
All right, see ya.
Damn, that was amazing. So what was really interesting about having Ian come on, number one, if they're not interested in what you're doing, find something they are interested in. The second thing as well is you need to understand the economics of the business you're working on. As you're saying, I need to create backyard offices. Now is the point where you're saying, all right, well, how much is it going to cost to actually deliver it? Because maybe we could accommodate Ian's $2,000 to $3,000 price point. Or maybe he's cheap. Just kidding. Anyways, make sure you do some spreadsheets so you understand the economics of your business, what you're trying to sell it for, what it's actually going to cost you to make, so you have some profit. All right, method number 2, driving traffic to a basic sales page. That is actually how we did it at mint.com. I am actually not a fan of this approach. It's very popular. People put up a landing page. They use a service like unbounce.com or potentially instapage.com, and then they run a bunch of ads to it and see if people actually will enter an email address or maybe even buy or maybe pre-order. The reason I don't like this is, number one, it takes a lot of time. You're gonna go to the page, you're gonna get distracted, you're gonna have to spend time setting it up, and as well, you're gonna be like, oh, I need to buy ads. Now you have to become an ad expert. It's not that I'm opposed to it, and this can work, and it has worked for a lot of different businesses, but my recommendation for you is don't do it this way. Again, you can create the Google ad, but what I actually recommend if you're gonna do it this way, make it really, really simple and limit your time or do the customer viable product rule, which is 48 hours as well. So you can't be spending a bunch of time playing with your ads and your landing pages and things like that. So the third one is we're gonna try out marketplaces. So you can use sites like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, or whatever's in your local area. What you can do is find a product that's similar to yours or do a design of something that you would actually like to sell people. Now you can go on Facebook Marketplace. It's free to actually post it for now, which is amazing. So I actually grabbed a photo from another online site. I'm gonna see how much they're selling it for. They're selling it for $9,500. So I'm gonna put 10,000 because I could buy it for $9,500 from the site, sell it for 10. This is a property type. It's house. So 10,000. This is a backyard prefab office. No laundry, no parking, no air conditioning, no heating, home for sale. All right, so now that we listed it, I'm actually kind of like, it's kind of a clever idea to relist products that you can actually buy on these other marketplaces and see if it actually makes a difference. The cool part is, if no one responds, great. If people do respond, now we can actually go and explore this business. So we made it. Now you're super rich. You got your $1 million weekend business. Make sure to take me out for tacos, by the way. All right, so let's recap some of the things that have gone on here today to do a $1 million weekend. Number one, let's find out how big the market is and is it growing, staying the same, or declining. We use Facebook ads, SpyFu, and Google Keyword Planner. Number two, we're gonna actually see how valuable are our customers. So my recommendation for you is look at actually competitors to see how much they're charging, or figure out how much people are already spending to do something alternatively. Number three, we're gonna calculate the total market size. Is it a $1 million market size opportunity? And number four, we're gonna come up with extremely fast ways to validate, can we get customers for this business opportunity? By the way, if you like this video, make sure to check out this video above where I show you how to get customers no matter what business you have. And I actually did 3 businesses live. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell. I put out 2 to 3 juicy business videos to help you every single week. Plus I do a lot of exclusive giveaways, like I'm giving away my Tesla. Make sure you're a subscriber to find out. I love you and I'll see you out there.